Oh, that's uncomfortable to me for some reason.
Your lineage is weak. Oh.
Feet up,
Yep, your
legs
lineage
back.
is weak,
That's the way we
prepared
like
to
to
die.
nap.
Bless you.
I gotta keep that. That was a good one.
That was pretty good.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Anybody want to do a recap?
I did it last time, not it.
And I did it the time before that, so that leaves you or Kaiser.
Bug. Well. I can try. Give me one moment to clear my mouth of Trisket.
Dick.
Ah! You go fuck yourself.
What if I could, bitch?
Do your mouth a cock and speak.
So, last episode, Hivix, Lay, and Carl had made short work of many, many ghouls. And as they continued through the halls, they were blasted by a fireball. And Carl tried to save his friends as another fireball came his way. And then everyone woke up in the inn. Safala, or Marcus. Marcus was the first to wake. He came downstairs, had his breakfast, and he is now going through and asking all the other characters, or trying to see if they're awake and asking them, hey, you coming out? I believe that's where we left off. Am I missing anything?
A lot, actually.
Bug.
You can tell Kaiser's only interested in what his character does. He's taking the eccentric, like, dragon boy to see what's going on with the
That's
kobolds
right.
and goblins.
Targan.
You
Remember
guys
the
went and
name.
picked up Targan from the Dragon's Word. He offered his horse to hook up to your cart to pull it,
That's right.
and you guys set off to the south.
We also found another cart.
Yeah, we did. We did find another cart.
Yep. We found another cart, and it was mostly destroyed. Mangled with a huge V-shaped chunk taken out of one of the sides of it. Bloodied. Seems like the corpses were dragged away. And nothing of value left. Targan. From the top of the wagon, says to you guys as you're getting back on, geez. Quite extensive damage to that one, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw one outside the city before we came in.
You think it was goblins? Or a dragon? He leans in kind of conspiratorially.
Well, thankfully Kivix is in the front, so he's just like, I'm not commenting.
This doesn't look like a dragon's work. I've seen what a dragon can do. My guess is bandits.
Give me a nature check.
Can we get our first net one of the game? Please.
Probably.
Damn it.
What did we get?
13. 13,
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
Actually, these things could have been caused by a dragon. There's a huge chunk taken on the side, and there's light fire marks and scorching on the outside of it.
On second thought. On closer inspection, yes, these actually could have been caused by a dragon. Has there been any sightings in the area recently?
There hasn't been dragons around here in 60 years, ever since Gillian, the guild leader, the guild master, drove the two that were out of the forest that we're heading to.
That they might come back for revenge.
Oh no. Um, I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm curious, explain why.
Well, on the way, I suppose I could regale you with a tale. It's one that I've heard in a few taverns around here since I've moved to El Terrell.
Alright.
As you guys re-embark the cart, who's driving?
Me.
Yeah.
Still Lay.
Yes.
So he's sitting beside Lay in his very fancy decorative armor, and he's
I'd like Kivik
telling
to
you
drive
this
shotgun
tale.
with me.
Oh,
yeah.
is he?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well then, he's right behind, in the back with Savala, and he says, 60 years ago, when the companions were starting to dwindle, a mage wandered to El Terrell. Listening to their pleas to help with the two dragons that had taken residence in Dark Bright Forest, he struck up a deal with the minor lord for land in the city. He then set out to the town of Aleros, which had been getting visits from Faltrix, the great green wyvern. He kind of pauses and looks up at Kivix and Lay to see if they're paying attention.
Eyes on the road.
Kivix is partially paying attention. He's not really watching. He's just like,
The elves that live there and their rangers confirmed to him that they lived in the largest tree in the middle of the forest, having seen them spiral around it while hiding in the forest and hunting and gathering. These two dragons had been there for 150, 200 years. Yeah, I don't know the whole story, but apparently the mage, Gillian, um, felled the two dragons and chased the male of the two farther south into the mountain range, where he tracked it down while it was grieving and killed it, making the site of his kill into his mausoleum, where his body is buried.
Intriguing. I might like to make a visit there sometime.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to, I think I don't know where it is actually.
You said the mountain range to the south, correct?
Yeah, but I don't know exactly where.
That information is so good. I may be able to get more information from others with just that.
Yeah. Well, the mountain ranges are fairly large here in Sire, so there's plenty of things that live up in those hills. There is even talk of a whole city just basically arriving overnight. Though I haven't been up in the mountains myself.
Mountains are my home. I feel at peace in them. Mayhap I might make that trip.
Mayhap. Well, let's get a perception check from Lay,
All right.
whose eyes are on the road.
Bring up that sweet character sheet. Perception.
Mhm.
I'm good at that. It's what I would have normally said.
Okay.
Mask is fogging up today.
Yeah, maybe your mask is getting in the way as you guys take some pretty nasty potholes. Let's have dexterity saving throws from everybody as they attempt to stay inside and not be bucked off as
Woohoo!
the cart gets thrown to the side in a particularly nasty pothole.
Oh. Wee! I go!
And Kivix? Alrighty. Uh,
Our dragon
Lay as
friend.
the driver. Yeah. Roll him. So as Lay, you look down and see this pothole. You yell out, "Hold on to something!" And you basically reach down between your legs and are able to stay completely seated, as if your ass is glued to the seat, while the cart bucks roughly 40 degrees to the side.
Ooh.
Kivix, you're kind of thrown out of your chair a little bit, but in the back, Savala and Targan go tumbling out. You take 1d6 falling damage. Will be
Ooh.
5.
5 damage.
Mm-hmm. Ah! Ah! Oh, my back.
If only that happened sooner. I say
Just
under my breath.
all you hear is just this. Whoa!
So I would assume I would stop at this point.
I would hope.
Yeah, you would hope.
Yeah.
He like
Okay.
goes a little bit further. He just
Yeah.
like
So like 5 feet, he's watching you, and then he goes an extra 2 feet before he pulls on the rein, and about 10 feet away, the cart stops after the bump.
I need meat shields.
My thanks, friend, for stopping sooner than later.
Tarkin gets up and kind of dusts himself off his very decorative plate mail, now covered in light dry grime from the roadside. You guys are traveling on raised pathways with occasionally fences of stone on either side of the road, stretching out into green grass fields and sometimes amber wheat fields. As you grow closer and closer to the mountains in the south and the forest right at the foot of them.
Nice.
This area seems very peaceful.
It usually is with the heroes guild around.
They
There was some
do.
nasty business with goblins, but I think those have mostly been dealt with.
Ha! They do fine work.
I'm sure everyone has their own opinions about this guild. Any that
Eh,
are not so Immaculate.
Not so immaculate. You mean like people that don't like the guild?
Yes.
Yeah,
Surely.
I mean, there was always this thing between the observer and the mage of the Heroes Guild. You know, it's kind of fizzled out ever since the companions have started to lose power in the city.
Mm.
Even the Hellriders are disgusted with them. That's why you won't see any in the city.
Hmm.
So it was about midday when we found the wrecked cart. It is now reaching the afternoon.
How much further to our destination?
Well, it's about maybe another half day, maybe full day to the eastern outpost. But we could reach the forest edge in about half a day. Well, tomorrow, midday maybe.
I'm
But we're gonna have to
getting.
camp out.
Ugh, I'm getting restless.
Yeah, this trip is not the best. These roads aren't the worst, but again, they're not the best.
I'll be 1 second.
Zork, can you roll me a d20?
Sure.
Eight.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
There you go. So we're camping.
Yep, we will be.
Alright, so I guess I stop the cart.
Okay.
Pull off on my.
So there's still a little bit of daylight left as you guys stop the cart, but it's beginning to become evening.
So should we set up an order for watch?
Would be was. Or would it? Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I actually set this shit up. Fuck. Cock. Balls.
So as you guys are having this conversation, Targan is unloading his treasure hoard full of camping supplies and setting up a very intensive pole and stake tent that's canvas covered and fairly large. It's like a 7x6 or so tent, rectangular.
Does he look like he know what he's doing?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
he's doing all right. He's done this once or twice.
Saying he was excited to go camping, so I wasn't sure how much experience he had.
I know normally going out in the field, it's not the most pleasant for most people, but I'm glad someone's having fun.
Oh, I enjoy trips into the country.
Someone has to, I suppose.
He's got a point, Lay. It's not often you get to connect with nature this way.
Kivix looks at the both of you.
About that. I'd rather have my civilization. There's a reason why we evolved past such.
Uh,
Yeah, but look around. You see a fairly open plain with sparse trees beginning to grow more and more common as you get closer towards the forest, and farming land is less and less common out here. Just so calm.
And wasted. Its space could be used for anything to better mankind. But it is not. No one capitalized on it. Therefore, it
And
is still
that's,
wasted.
I mean, a carpenter can't make his tools and products without trees to grow.
My point being, the space could be used for something much more than just empty nonsense. You never know.
He just kind of,
Nonsense?
he's so
Nonsense like grass and birds
There's plenty
and
of that.
insects.
insects. As a Floridian, I know that's a no-go.
Oh my, yes, insects. I'm a bit of a scholar myself in them.
Of course you
Smaller
do.
ones, of course. Of course, he looks over at Kivix. Like butterflies and the like.
Oh. My cousin, Jeremy. How about you, Kivix? How are you enjoying this?
Kivix is just relaxing. He found like a stump to sit on and is just observing the area around us. Not the first time I'll be out in the forest. Definitely not the last.
Your people are still a mystery to me, Kivix. I hope to
True.
learn as much as I can about them from you.
His people are a mystery to everyone. Don't feel too bad, Marcus.
Ha! All the more reason to watch him carefully.
Targan kind of screws up his eyebrow at that.
Poor
Marcus is
choice of words.
oblivious. Marcus
So
is
if you happen to like turn away from Kivix for even just a second, I'm using an action to not use invisibility, but the ability to camo myself, and he just gets up and walks away.
like Marcus will look at Lay and just like, what do you mean? As he looks back at Lay and Lay is just, or looks back at Kivix and Kivix is just gone, just like, oh, oh. He's like absolutely bamboozled. It's like, ah, an excellent display by Master Kivix.
Meanwhile, Kivix, he's literally just around the other end of the tree. Found another stump to sit on.
Standing there with his arms crossed, his leg like leaning up against it. Avenger.
Better stump.
So Targan's building a fire, and as he stands up, and the fire springs to life at the snap of his fingers. He sets up a small chair and sits down and kind of holds out his hands, his golden scales gleaming, catching the light of his chin scales that kind of reach down a good 2 or 3 inches below his jaw. What are we all doing?
Kivix is just wandering around the campsite.
Okay. There's not much out here. There's just a few sparse trees. You guys are still a day away from the forest, so this is a fairly open plain.
How much
Elturel is still in sight.
how much light do we have left?
Fair bit. It's the afternoon, so the oranges and kind of ambers in the sky are starting to show up and bleeding out the blue.
All right. Can I look around and maybe forage or find some small game to hunt?
Perhaps. Let's have a nature check. Okay. As you step away from the camp, um, going out for just about anything that you can forage, um, you see a couple of rabbits that are in the distance, probably about 60 feet away from you as you leave the outside of the camp area.
I said 60 feet.
Yeah, they're about 60 feet away.
All right. I will attempt to. Well, I'll attempt to shoot at least one of them with a heavy crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that attack roll. All right. So you raise your heavy crossbow and uh, strike out with it, lining up your sights. You sink the arrow deep into the body of this small rabbit, pinning it to the ground with your large crossbow.
Ha!
How you like them apples?
That's rabbit, not apples.
Yeah, the other one
So-
goes scurrying away very quickly.
Hmm. I will walk up and collect the one that I've shot, and
If
can
you
I
wanted to
sure?
action surge, you could shoot both of them. You're a fighter,
Oh,
right?
yeah, fair enough. Hmm. So
Or are you content with the one
maybe,
rabbit?
oh, are you giving me a chance to change?
Yeah, I'm giving you a chance to have shot two rabbits as opposed to one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, roll again. All right. So, as the second rabbit is kind of bounding away, you wait for it to go down, and you squeeze and release the arrow. As it jumps up, it meets your arrow, falling straight over. You walk over and
Woo.
collect their bodies. The heavy arrow, the heavy crossbow, launching at such speeds that it kind of destroys a lot of the meat around the impact, but there's still some salvageable meat.
Cool. Now, um, is there any kind of like wild roots or vegetables nearby?
Give me another nature check.
Woo! Mealtime, boys.
Yeah, you're able to find some herbs that are kind of nearby the rabbits, looking around.
Nice.
You identify some um, wild oregano.
Woo! All right. I head back to camp with, well,
Are you stuffing your face with rabbit guts?
no, but Triscuits, I'm sorry. With, going back to camp with some rabbit meat in the wild oregano.
Alrighty. You arrive back to camp as the sun's setting, and the purples and deep blues of the night are beginning to take the other side of the sky. Around the fire, you see Lay and Targan. Has Kivik's return in Sabala's
Uh,
absence?
Givix just wandered around. He didn't really go anywhere.
Okay. So maybe you see Kivik's. Targan is setting up a small, like, cauldron that's not terribly big, kind of packable.
Ah, just in time. I've brought us something to fill the cauldron with.
Oh, oh, good meat. That's always good. I was just gonna make some quick ration soup.
We're going to be fighting anything in this forest. We'll need our strength. A hearty meal does a warrior good.
That's true enough. So,
There might not be anything worthwhile fighting in this forest.
Let alone the need for such violence anyway.
It's always good to be prepared.
Targan pulls out a block of condensed brown that is quartered into certain segments, and he breaks 3 segments off, putting one back in the bag, and crumbles them up and dumps them in the water that he's put the cauldron in, and takes the rabbits, has cleaned them, and puts the rear quarters in. So there's one rabbit leg per person that's here. And after some time has passed, soup is ready, and the twilight of the sky is in full effect. It's nighttime. The birds have kind of stopped their chirping, and the crickets have picked up, and the cicadas have picked up their cadence. Occasionally, the hoot of an owl. After some time, Tarkin tries to start up a little bit more conversation. You know, he looks around. Bandits have been seen kind of to the west. Speaking of problems in the area, um, they're preying on taxed herds that are being shipped over to the meat factory.
That's not good. How long has this been going on?
This is a fairly recent thing. Um, Not terribly long, I don't think. Just something I overheard at the tavern.
Has the Heroes Guild not got wind of it?
I don't know.
Hmm. I suppose if we come across them, we could knock out 2 birds in one stone.
Well, the meat factory is pretty far away to the northwest. It's a probably a 3-day journey
Ooh.
from Elturel
Another time, maybe.
on foot at least. You get on the around the river, it might cut it, but yeah, that's maybe not right now because we're supposed to, look for kobolds.
Right.
One task at a time.
Agreed.
Stretching ourselves too thin will just lead to inefficiency.
For once, I understand a thing you say, Lay.
I didn't expect you to hear anything.
I'm not sure if that was you or Lay speaking.
Both.
Damn.
So, not time you.
Yep, nighttime. Targan stretches and says, "Well, I guess I'll see you guys in the morning."
Lyle nod.
Yes.
And he turns around and heads into his tent, closing the door behind him.
Who wants first watch?
Kivik kind of raises a hand. I can be available for all of them. I don't necessarily need sleep.
That makes this much easier to delegate then.
Kind of just sitting around and staring out and keeping an ear out. That isn't really strenuous, so.
Well then. Just, call if need be. So I'm gonna,
Alrighty.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna find me a nice little spot and doze off.
Alrighty.
How big is the wagon?
What's that?
How big is the wagon?
How big is the
Like
wagon?
like lengthwise.
Um, Probably about 5 feet. It's only a single axle trailer, so it's
Alright,
about 5 feet in
Still,
the back.
you could still sit in it and lean against something and sleep that way.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably do.
or go fetal
Yeah,
position,
like 5,
Tony.
6 feet.
Yeah, let's chill out in the wagon. Just doze off to dreamland.
Okay. All right. Kivik's on eternal watch. Let's go ahead and have a perception check from you, my dude. All right. So for the first 3 hours of night, you watch the fire. Do you leave the fire alone as it's burning out?
Yeah,
Okay.
for the most part,
No.
Kivik will like occasionally get up, walk around it for a bit, sit down, find a branch to sit on. He just wanders through the night.
Okay. So you're pacing around as the fire is dying for the first set of watches, as the moon begins to rise and the stars start to show a little bit more brightly. You're far enough away from El Terrell now that the light pollution doesn't really affect it, so you're seeing a more accurate picture of the stars in the heavens. Let's
Pretty.
go ahead and have another perception check as midnight turns to early morning.
Hey, that's the same as my passive.
Monopoly bonus. You roll doubles, you get to roll again, right? That's how it works.
Okay.
Yahtzee. Go fish.
Old maid.
You've activated my trap card.
Yahtzee!
Damn it.
Nazi.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, reverse card.
Alrighty. So as you're looking around, out of the night sky, there's movement
Hmm.
as what first seems like one or two small, very small in the distance, moving maybe bats as they're approaching. But as they get a little bit closer, you can start to make out that their wing shape is not that of bats, and that they are not the of bat color. They're red in color
Oh,
as they start to
bloodsucker
approach.
fuckers. Alright. I'm assuming they've spotted us.
You may be safe to assume that.
Okay. Kivix is going to use his telepathy to just ring everyone awake while casting prestidigitation on the fire to fucking flare that back up so everyone has sight.
Okay, so whoosh, the fire flares back to life out of dying embers, um, as the fire was burnt out throughout the thing. You didn't add back to it, so it flares up and quickly returns to like a light glow in the charcoal pits, because it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. The fire has died if you haven't added any to it, but you're all up.
Oh, fuck.
We've got problems.
Don't we always?
Hmm.
Did you send that to Tarkin as well?
Most likely.
Okay.
Don't know what good he'll do, but good morning.
More
So he
HP.
kind of like stumbles out of his tent, like half putting on his armor, like very half asleep. Who? What's going on?
Incoming.
Just
Oh,
here.
oh. All right. And at this point, let's roll initiative.
Bam, 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 bam.
Hear a
As in
loud
the distance, you can see these small bat-like creatures approaching. There are 5 in number to the outside of the clearing here. That is roughly,
Oh, fuck.
you know,
There's no turn tracker.
40 or so.
Oh, I have to re-roll and then type mine in.
It's fine. I'll
Why
just keep
is this
track of
being
it.
a cut?
We're not really needing to use turn order.
Just, oh, so
Uh.
sleepy. Fucking.
hear a loud crash as Marcus comes crawling out of the wagon.
Oh, god damn it.
I love
Where's the
prestidigitation.
enemy?
Up in the air.
This thing is dumb if I can't fucking just add in whatever the hell I want. Okay. I am just going to create a new page. Drag us down here.
The void.
Alright, real character sheets.
What's up?
Makey said the void, so I joked and said reroll character sheets.
Yeah. That's exactly what happens.
Oh, I guess going to the void is bad.
The void is always bad. No.
Oh,
Let's
there's
see
void
here.
dragons in there. They
Yeah,
suck.
yeah.
They look
I'd rather
gross.
not. I'd rather deal with a void dragon than a. What the fuck is it called?
Abeloth.
I think so.
Water monster.
No, not an aboleth. What's it called?
Tarask.
No. Give me a minute. Neothalid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Neogi.
Those things are terrifying.
The
Yeah.
worm.
Giant.
Neolithid Neogi.
Mm,
Neothalid.
I was listening to a podcast where this drow mansion, they had one as a pet.
Doubt.
Well, it only listened to one of them, but
Doubt.
it wasn't technically docile.
It doesn't matter. It's like this is a gargantuan creature, 120 feet tall. It's a giant worm.
Yeah. I
It
don't
doesn't even
remember.
have any brain activity.
I don't even remember the actual like context behind the thing.
Wow. That. I hate that.
What?
Neothalid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate.
Yeah. It's not the prettiest thing in the world.
Better looking than you, son.
You know, you can burn.
I planned on it.
Owie.
Oh, dear lord, I saw the turn tracker.
Okay. So we have our thing. I need to find a placeholder for Targan. Sorry, taking so long. Let's see here. What do I already got? So I don't have to fucking. What's that up right now?
I remember that one. What was his name? Cully?
Yeah. How do I add him to the? There we go. Come on, add him to the turn. There we go. Two.
Noticed I'm no longer on the turn order.
You know what? You're at the bottom for me.
At the bottom for me is Cully. And then the next thing up. Let me refresh.
Yeah, just redo it real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just here. I'll manually do it in here.
I just want to see
There we
if
go.
the. Okay.
Now do you see it?
I do.
Okay.
I also don't see Zavala.
I'm there. I'm 15.
Yeah, I see him.
Fair enough.
Kivix has 2 for some reason.
To what?
There we go.
I no longer see
Thanks.
Kivix.
Yeah, you just got rid of me.
Okay, it's fine on my end, but
Is it because you both have like GM bullshit?
no.
Shouldn't be. Turn tracker should show everything.
I see Kivix again.
I think it's because it wasn't carrying over turn order from the last map, maybe? I don't
No.
know. Question mark.
There we go.
That
Everybody
works.
see their shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, DM.
By the way, did I recover the 5 HP I lost?
No.
Oh.
Give fuck.
It's a short rest. If you want to spend a hit die, sure.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so the first Sturge obviously flies its movement towards you guys. These things are attacking from the treetops, so they're still roughly 10 feet above you. Kivix, you're up as this thing flies towards you. It's not quite near you. It's about 10 feet away.
You said it's 10 feet in the air.
Yep, it's about 10 feet in the air, 10 feet away from you.
Oh,
Flying down from the trees, which are roughly 30.
Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Did I already rolled it?
Did you?
Yes.
Where?
Wait, say it. Wait,
I see
in the
it.
Oh,
thing?
okay. Oh, okay.
Where
I
else?
I didn't hear the whoop come up, and I didn't see it, and then it's because I was slightly scrolled up. Okay, so you hit and you blast this thing out of the sky with a force of energy that uh, you're using your great sword as a focus, right?
Yep.
Okay, so does it come out of the Heroes Guild sigil, or does it come out of the end of the sword as you pointed at it?
End of the sword.
Oh yeah, okay. So you strike this thing down with a bolt that comes out of the end of your weapon. And wow, this thing falls to the ground, blackened. Um, well, brutalized, not blackened. Uh, your movement, sir.
Yeah, Kivix just takes a step to the side and waits.
Slide to the left.
Okay. Will that be your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Marcus, you're up next as the Sturge, the second one from the group. Kind of comes in to about right there and will make a attack against Lay.
Of course you will. What a dick.
The 10 to hit does not. He's kind of swipes at you with his proboscis. You kind of narrowly duck out of the way.
Actually filthy. Oh.
Marcus, you're up.
All right. I will take a step forward and aim my heavy crossbow at that Sturge that's attacking Lay.
All right. Go ahead.
Oof.
Your crossbow bolt goes a little bit wide as you squeeze a little bit hard on the trigger, and it goes off to the right, above Lay's hat.
Very easy.
I'm sorry, friend. I'm not quite awake yet.
Relatable.
What else would you like to do?
Let's see. I will. All right, so in this space right here, I am going to manifest an echo. I'll just do that.
This is going to be complicated real quick.
No, I have the little marker on it. And then I will end my turn.
Okay. Give me a second here. Where did you go? I miss you so.
Bitch.
Seems like forever.
Oh god. Significantly worse.
Ooh.
You can control him, right?
Let's see.
Would you all like to talk about the
Yes.
Traveler?
So yeah, I figured we'd just get a different face of Zavala.
Fair enough.
All right. So as your turn ends, these two Sturges, three Sturges actually, all of them will make their move here. Let me see here. As two of them come in to the clone, and one of them heads towards you.
Rip that fucking echo. Just need two more and a sofa.
Okay. So 22 on you, and 25 and 15 on the clone.
They said the
How does
22 on me.
Yep, 22 on you,
Okay.
25 on the clone, and then 15 on the clone. The echo.
That's 6. All right.
Is that damage or to hit?
It doesn't
That
matter
was to hit.
if it gets hit, it's done. It
Oh,
only has 1
okay.
HP.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. So 22 to hit on you. That's 6 piercing damage, and it is attached to you.
I don't like that.
We'll give it this little face. He's sucking. Yep, he's got his little proboscis inside of you. Somewhere here. Oh, how'd my turn already get fucked up?
Unsure.
Okay. Either way, it is now Leia's turn.
Hell yeah. I am not dealing with this again. And I'm gonna bust out that nice little side piece I've had equipped to me since the cave. I'm gonna pull out the rapier. And I'm gonna
Alright.
go it's in swinging range, right?
It is.
I'm gonna take a swipe at it. Haha.
All right. That hits definitely. As you stick this thing, it just and dies on the end of your rapier.
I just like kick it off with the shoe or something. Just like,
Just disgusting.
Jester is going to take his move towards this one. Would assume it's in swinging distance if it swooped down for the echo.
All of them are now in swinging distance.
Good. Force powered rend.
Yep, that hits as well.
For dabblage.
It falls out of the sky as the force damage crumples part of its wing and kind of twitches on the ground for a second before falling still.
And the homunculus is going to come out. Shoot its load. For 6.
Okay. And that's also on the surge to the left, or which
That will
one?
be this one.
Which one? Okay. So that one also, your force damage just doing huge bludgeoning, basically punches to these things. It drops out of the sky.
I hate these things. Hate. Absolutely despise. They're garbage. Anyway. That's turn.
Alright. And we'll go to Targan. He's like, oh, fuck. And what the fuck are these things? As he's like pacing around the outside.
Not pleasant.
Zavala just turns around and it's just got the one stuck to him, just, huh?
Specifically with that face.
uh,
Okay, so he just kind of rears his head back and kind of seems to be like coughing up something, but then you see his breast swell and his neck also similarly swell as a giant gout of fire just erupts from his maw. I mean, this thing is huge. It is a good, 30 feet of flame that just that he lets loose from his mouth, setting the tree on behind it on fire. This thing is just roasted alive, and Zavala is just like kind of cowering back and away from these flames that are licking at him, as he just comes in and just uses judicial power to burn this thing off of you.
doesn't hurt me though, right?
It doesn't. He gets right up next to you to do it.
Okay.
But it's incredibly hot.
Yeah, probably not something I'm used to. My homeland is very icy.
Yeah, he just comes up and grabs this thing and just holds it out a little bit away from you and just this huge gout of fire, turning it into a crisp.
Heartburn.
Oh, a little bit. I haven't done that in a while.
Thank you, friend. But Zavala looks at the tree. That might have been tad bit overkill.
Oh, oh, oops.
I do appreciate the help.
This tree is now continuing to spread on fire as the leaves start to catch.
Well, if anybody needed a beacon now, they have one.
Correction, Lay. We now have a bonfire.
Beacon. Just walk off.
Too bad we don't have any of those special treats they call marshmallows.
Fucking dumbass.
Thank you, Mickey.
Targan just like shakes his head and like walks back into the camp area where he's got his tent. Sits down, starts remaking the fire.
Because there's already not enough of that around, right?
That one's all the way over there.
Fair. Very fair.
I mean, we could move camp.
Right next to the tree?
Yeah, why not? No.
Yeah, Targan suggests
Mm.
that. He likes fire.
Yeah, I mean,
Wouldn't be surprised.
Reptile man.
Yep. So
Oh,
you guys are in the middle of the night. It is probably 3 a.m. still. What would you like to do?
Sleep.
yeah.
I'm going back to bed.
Okay.
Marcus is already like crawling back into the wagon. Just. He's already like put like some cloth over the little stabby wound. Just like, yep,
Just a little
this
Hello
happens a
Kitty
lot.
Band-Aid.
Okay.
No, it's Paw Patrol. Fuck off.
I only say Hello Kitty because you're a cat person.
You know what?
Come on, man. I was trying to help you out there.
You know what? God damn it! Fuck you. That's good.
Because it's really the only place you'll ever get anymore.
Oh,
Haha!
it's sad
Coming
because
back
he's
for the.
right.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm the mean type. To crush your hopes and dreams type.
that's okay. I wouldn't give up the pussies that I have.
All three of them.
Fuck
2
you.
cats and.
Got me for a moment, but I caught on real quick to that one.
Winky face.
All right. So, Kivix returns to watch. The rest of the night goes uneventfully. You all get a short rest. You're able to get that in.
Neat.
It is now morning, as Targan is packing up his Taj Mahal tent.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Much
Ah,
better.
Kivix, you are very ecstatic this morning.
I will cut you.
Oops. Sorry, I might have overstepped.
All right. So we've had a short rest. If you've lost any hit die, you can hit points. You can spend hit die to roll them back.
He's talking to you, Causer.
Targan is loading up everything as the camp is packed away. I imagine Kivix was just spending the night watching the tree burn because it is now a crispy crispy twig, one of the larger trees in the area, kind of set away from everything else. You see, it's
The laugh.
log still burning.
Jesus. That's a good tree right there.
Yeah, nobody really got a good night of sleep besides Kivix, who doesn't need it.
Envious as such. Mmm.
Nice.
There's our crit for the day.
Uh-oh.
Wow. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
All right, so the morning air is crisp. See a little bit of morning fog as the sun comes up in the region, and you guys continue back on towards the forest in the south, getting closer and closer to the mountains that loom large now that you are close to the foot of the forest, the foot of the mountain, which is the forest. God damn it! I keep dropping this fucker.
Don't drop it.
Something I said about
Five
my
head.
little brother.
God damn it! What a fucking piece of shit. Keep dropping it.
I mean, he kind of was.
So. Okay. Tarkin says, should be about a day before we get to the eastern outpost. We should be at the edge of the forest at the midday. With this pace, he's still sitting in the back, assuming that everybody has their same seats and that Lay is at the helm. Let's have another perception check. Lay.
You got it, pal. Let's see. Be good. Nope, same thing. Let's go.
All right.
I just woke up. Again.
Yep. You rubbing the sleep out of your eyes after that harsh night of sleep. You miss yet another pothole, but instead of throwing the cart to the side, it catches the wheel, twisting it sideways, and the wheel falls off. The cart suddenly drops a good 3 feet, and the axle starts skidding in the ground. You pull on the reins and bring the horses to a quick stop.
Maybe I'm not meant to do these things. Oh.
Would like to try and fix the trailer.
Yeah. Marcus.
And let's get an
Yes.
investigation check from Lay.
Investigation, you say?
Yep.
I'm actually decent at that.
As you look around the cart, you notice that this is kind of to be expected that it happened. This cart that Carl has bought is not the best. The axle, you were basically on borrowed time before it slipped out again. Um, there's enough there that you might be able to put the wheel back on and put it back together. But how would you like to approach this?
Let me check my bag, see if I have anything.
Marcus will just kind of be looking over your shoulder as you dig through your bag, just inquisitively.
And just kind of look back at him. And go back to my bag. Then back at Marcus and back to the bag. Let's see. I have a quarter of a snake skull that is in my possession. I can't remember when I got it, but I have it.
All right.
I'm going to use that and a quarterstaff I'm no longer using in attempts to
Okay.
fix the axle.
Huh.
All right.
Yes.
Do you have tinker's tools or anything like that?
I have thieves' tools.
Thieves'
But
tools.
with this right here, that is not the right one. And this right here.
Okay.
I'm a Swiss Army knife.
Cool. So you take out your thieves' tools and kind of magically create a saw and a hole saw and kind of drill out the rotted wood and replace it with a quarterstaff, um, resetting the axle and fixing its riding portions. The wagon is still on the ground. You know that it's going to require somebody to lift it up so you can put the wheel back on.
Marcus.
Marcus has been right there the entire time.
Right. Someone should put a bell on you.
He's been looking over your shoulder.
Lift up the wagon.
Okay.
All right, let's have an athletics roll.
Ba-ba-da-ba. Boo. Oh, come on.
You grab the side of the cart in the middle, as opposed to on the end, and you heave and heave and heave, and it just kind of barely comes up. It's just not. It needs to go up higher.
Really? You're a giant. You're supposed to be strong. The fuck, Marcus?
Might be feeling a little weak from our last encounter.
Can I have my jester assist him?
Sure. Roll again, Marcus, as the jester steps in underneath. All right. As your jester steps in to kind of lend aid by pushing its back up against the cart, Marcus and it are able to lift the cart edge past where you needed to be, and you kind of lift the wheel up onto the cart and reset it with a wooden dowel that's been adorned with the quarter of a snake's head.
Yes. Look, I just want rid of it. Start to smell.
It's not a permanent fix by any means, but it'll get you where you're going.
I'm fine with this, as long as we get it going. There we go. I can get that shit out of my inventory.
All right. This takes about 30 minutes, and you'll re-embark into the cart and take off again.
This isn't due to my heavy ass being in the cart, is it?
No.
Okay.
Won't blame you, but won't admit you either. Or absolve you.
Is
Haha.
that gonna hold, Targinus?
For the meantime, at least until I can find better provisions.
Okay.
Or a lighter teammate.
Should I have brought less stuff?
No comment.
Oh. Okay.
Probably couldn't hurt. But you never know when we might need all this either.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Good warrior is always prepared.
So you guys are bouncing down the road, about halfway through the day. Just as Targan said, you guys arrive uh, a lot closer to the forest. We're now nearing the edge of the forest. As you, in the distance, you reach a pathway that kind of splits off into a Y of sorts. What are all of your passive perception?
Bug.
Tell you on your sheet.
A fork in the road? Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
I want to know
Oh.
passive perceptions.
Passive.
11.
Mine's 11.
Mine's 14.
11, 14. Marcus?
11.
11. Okay. So, as you guys are approaching this Y in the road, Targan says, okay, we need to head towards the east. That's where the outpost is. And Lay, you see kind of sticking out of the brush a green figure with long pointy ears holding a spear in the bushes off to the side of the road in the middle
Okay.
of this fork.
I will keep the carriage going slowly. I'll nudge Kivix and kind of tilt my head towards the bush.
Hmm.
Well, fuck. Come on. I was gonna say, if we start hearing banjos, we should run.
Okay, so see a pointy stick wielding green person.
So as you guys are slowly approaching, the the small figure kind of seems to point and seems to be communicating to something else. You're rolling closer and closer.
So we see this though, right?
Hmm?
Oh, we see him trying to communicate, like signals and
You
shit.
would, yes.
Always be
I
ready.
mean, you would see him talking,
Oh,
and pointing, basically, from this bush.
gentlemen, get ready for a wallop.
Marcus will smash his fist against his palm and be like, good. I need to make up for last night.
If you remember the past, you'll never move forward.
I have to remember my downfall, Links. God damn it. Got tongue
Links.
tied. I had an aneurysm.
Not a healing spell
hold
good enough for that.
on. Yeah. Give me a sec. No, I lost it. Fuck it.
Okay, so as you guys are approaching the intersection, one of the goblins jumps out. Roll initiative.
Bam, ba-na, ba-da-na-na. Okay.
As three more jump out of the bush,
Fuck.
or two more jump out of the bush to it's three in total.
I forgot to hit my ting. So I'll do that. Honestly, doesn't really matter that much. But we'll be fair.
So you guys are watching these guys come out of cover and start to attack. Let's see here. Can I get this thing to work? You see that the one in the middle is strangely different. He's clearly one of their kind, but he seems to be mutated in strange ways. He has a ridge of horns that comes back over his skull, and he seems to have an enlarged gut and a much more sinister, toothy smile than his goblinoid counterparts, as well as darker green skin.
Hmm.
I don't like that. I don't.
You and me both.
Where's the thing? Why isn't it coming up with goblinoid doodads? Oh well. Manual it is. Roly, roly, roly. Okay. So these things have just jumped out of the bush, fairly far ahead of the wagon. The horse occupies this small space right here, um, and these guys have charged from kind of a distance away, breaking cover to come across the open space. Lay your first act.
All right. I will stay in the driver's seat, pull out crossbow, and shoot crossbow.
Okay.
And I'm going to aim for the different one. Does
All
it
right,
hit?
that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 5 piercing damage. It shrieks as it takes the bolt to its side.
I'm going to have the homunculus act next. It's going to come up from under my hat because it's tiny. And it's going to shoot a shot. No, it's not.
Okay. The shot careens wildly into the dirt. Makes you think that maybe you need to update his targeting parameters.
I will have to work on that, yes. And the jester is going to hop out from the back of the cabin. Once I... Oh god. No, that's... Fuck.
That's you.
It is. Hang on.
Your Jester's playing a cruel joke.
Yeah. So, out from the back of the cabin. And he's going to come up and beam the shit out of this other one.
All right.
He
It
is
does
not
not
either.
hit.
Any other time they hit better than what I do. Fucking damn it. Gotta replace their oculars. That ends my turn.
Alrighty. Kivix, you're up.
Tried and true method. I saw Lathe target that one, so Kivix will target it. Where is Eldritch Yeet?
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
I
It
think I
it
correct
ducks
it.
as the force blast. You kind of point at it with your sword, and it gets the idea. It just got hit by something that got pointed at it, and it ducks underneath the shot.
Man, we're bad today. Like, fuck.
Fuck, I rolled double nats on my
It's because
healing.
we're sitting down. It's fine. Nobody
Hold
ever
on, I'm
lets me
standing
sit.
up. I'm standing up. I'm testing that theory.
All right, Kivix, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll continue on to the goblin who goes in goblinoid. You hear him screech out as he does so. He waves with his sword. Um, Three more goblins come out of the bush, and they move in to surround the backside of the cart, kind of standing back where Zavala and Targan are, and around the side. Oh, let's see here. There we go. One of them is one of these different ones. Give me a second to add them to the turn order. Team 11, 6.
Someone okay?
Huh?
Someone sounds like they're dying. Are they okay?
No. Okay, and then he's going to the thick one that is come up to this space next to the cart, and
That's not good.
holding his gut, he is going to yell "Booyag" and release a green gas from his rear end. This gas is quite thick. In fact, it quickly takes him over, and you can no longer see the goblin who passed the gas. Everything within 10 feet needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Which one?
So that's that one right there. I think. He came up and just kind of farted on the cart.
Fuck. Okay.
Market saves. Lay saves. Zork does not save.
Does the
And
robot
you
need to?
are poisoned now. Yes.
Robot can't be poisoned.
Robot can't be poisoned. Okay.
Fair enough.
Then no.
Oh
Okay.
God.
So, Kivix, you are now poisoned and can take either action or bonus action, but no reactions until the start of your next turn. The rest of you are immune for 24 hours.
This make me sick.
Ugh.
Okay, and that was that goblin's turn. There is now a cloud of smoke that you cannot really see through in a 10-foot circle. Okay. I would just like to hide one area, but that's fine.
Yeah, the lighting is really ass.
Okay, whoa.
Well, you figured it out. I wish I could have fucking done that. I have no idea how to do that.
Okay. So, it is now Marcus's turn. You are inside of a noxious green gas that you can barely see target next to you.
Can I see behind me okay? Or no?
Yeah, you can see behind you. You're kind of on the edge of the cloud. So you can kind of see backwards through it. But Yeah, looking deeper, like towards the horse on the cart, you're not able to see Kivix or Lay from where they're seated.
I'm sure our friends will be fine. They're very strong. As for this goblin, I'm gonna use my bonus action to summon my stand. And
Yo.
I am going to. Sorry, I might take a little bit of extra time. Like, I gotta really try to understand this shit.
You're fighting blind. You're welcome.
I. What does that even use? Oh, okay, so I am gonna use this, and I'm going to attack this goblin with my fists, as well as my echo's fists.
Okay.
Should I just roll twice for myself?
Yeah.
Oof.
Okay, so the first hit, the second one does not.
All right.
5. Okay. You sock this goblin in the face through the through your echo that you've manifested behind him. He kind of gets knocked forward. Actually, you know what? Um, roll with advantage. You're flanking.
All right.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll damage. Only on one of them.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Just go with the 4 then.
All right. So your second hit, um, or no, that was yeah. So yeah, your second hit will actually hit now. So you bop, and then the after effect of your whenever you take the attack action, make one additional melee attack from the echo's position. So you punch it, and your echo just right behind you punches it,
Heh
and
Bullied.
it falls to the ground.
It's dead? Oh, shit.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Onto this goblin. He is going to board the boat, or board the cart
The land boat.
and the land boat, and attack with his scimitar. Why is it doing that? A second to redo that. Fucking roll 20 is being stupid. Okay, I've got this clear advantage, but it still won't. So I'll just take the lower of those two. 9 does not hit, as he uses his bonus action to disengage and climb back down over the side. He's going to back off a few feet into the open. The following zombie or zombie is going to come over here and make a scimitar attack against the um, apparition. With an 8, he does not succeed. The goblin that is next to the jester is going to do the same thing. That is a 16 plus
It
4,
hits.
20 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. 2 plus 2 is 5 or 4 damage
Okay.
as it slashes across the construct. The next goblin is going to loose an arrow with disadvantage into the fray. It goes wild or wide, and he is going to move around here. Back to Lay.
Oh shit! Knocked my hat off. Scared the hell out of me. Uh.
Your
So
vision is obscured.
all right. Now that's both ways, right? Goblins and
Yep.
whatnot.
Yep. The only place that you can see is on that outside edge, and it's only very dimly.
So if I was to snap the reins on the horse, could I try to trample the goblin?
The horse would move forward.
Which would be
The direction that the cart is facing.
towards the goblin.
It would be down the road.
So we're going this way or this way?
This way.
All right. Damn decisions. I am going to do just that. I'm a gambler. I will use my thing to snap at the reins and get us out of the shit.
Ass Cloud.
Yes.
Okay. So, snapping the reins, you drive the horse, who has been scared, into stopping by the charging beasts. You snap it, and the horse begins to take off. Um, as you come out of the cloud, um, with everyone, hold on, let me just do that. Except for this one. So the horse is now there. We're now here, there, and Korea is also there. We'll just say that it takes up that small space behind the horse. You felt 2 bumps as you exited the cloud. Um, let's roll 2d8 and then 2d8 again.
Okay.
Okay. You hear this as you exited the cloud. As the goblin's head is trampled underneath the cart's wheel, but the second bump was much more hard, and your gesture takes 10.
Okay.
But you are now outside of the cloud
So
without
sacrifices.
sparks.
Fuck. I liked him. He can attack at range. My next bit, Jester is going to perform self-repair. Which I don't know why it's set up like that. I tried to fix it. Heals 9.
Okay.
So plus 9. And Sparks is going to take its movement and fly 30 feet straight up.
Okay. So you see it burst out of the noxious cloud from the top.
Yes. There we go. Such autonomous perfection.
Yes, come to daddy.
All right, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay,
Uh,
Kivix.
All right. Oh, these things are a problem. Guess I'll just point and shoot at that one.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Eldritch Yeet.
All right. You strike out with your force blast and completely knock this thing over, striking it in the head. Yep. What else would you like to do?
Aren't I poisoned?
You are. That means you can either take action or bonus action in this version of poisoning,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to disadvantage.
And I just used an action.
Okay. So that's your turn?
Yep.
Okay. All right. This goblin is going to back himself out of the thing. He has cover as he leans around and pulls out a short bow. This crossbow, this bolt that he fires out of it, strikes the ground near the horse's feet, kind of spooking it and moving you guys a few feet forward, but not far enough to really be of anything. Marcus, you're up.
Right? Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna use shit. I'm gonna use Unleash Incarnation again. I'm gonna make a heavy crossbow shot at this guy over here.
All right. He is behind cover. It is a half cover. So let's see here. That misses.
And then my other one is gonna be a punch against that one with the echo.
Alrighty. The punch swings wide over the top of it.
Right. And then I'll move my echo up this way.
As you pass, the goblin takes a swing and misses.
Cool. All according to plan. All right,
Is that
I
your
end
turn?
my turn.
All right. It is now that goblin's turn. He's going to pull out a crossbow, and that is a 18 plus 4, 22 to hit on the apparition.
Dang. Poof.
All right, and then he's going to move behind the gas cloud, about here. Second off, we have the other goblin who's going to move a little bit closer, hiding behind the rock. Lay, it is your turn. You can currently see one goblin kind of half peeking out. He was the one that shot at the horse. The rest of them are hidden from view via gas cloud and rock.
How big is the gas cloud?
The gas cloud is 10 feet in diameter.
Big
Yeah.
10 feet cube?
Big 10 feet circle.
Okay. So, would my homunculus be able to have sight on any of them?
Yes.
Okay.
So he would be able to see this one, and he might be able to see this one, depending on what his passive perception is.
Passive for homunculus is something I'm not seeing as of right now. 10 plus
Yeah,
proficiency
no,
bonus times 2
he doesn't see that one. That one's actually hidden.
What was the actual number, Mankey?
is 10 plus proficiency bonus times 2.
What,
Times
what is,
2? No.
That's what it says. Unless I wrote it down wrong.
At a weed store, you can say, I want something to help me sleep that won't make me wonder if my back door's unlocked, and they'll actually take some time to consider it and go, have you ever tried Ooga Booga Skywalker cake?
Sparks, to avoid all that bullshit, Sparks is going to aim for that one. I'm going first,
Okay.
though. I'm going to crossbow this one. Attempt to. Crossbowed. Nope. Jester is going to back up. Try to hitch back onto the cart.
All right.
And
He scrambles up onto the cart. I'll say that takes another 5 of his movement.
Alright. And then force strike 15.
Against the goblin that's
This one.
poking out. You cannot see that one.
It's not me. It's my homunculus.
The homunculus that is behind the cloud and cannot
That
see that one.
is 30 feet above in the air.
Oh, I thought that was
no,
Oh,
the
sorry.
jester's on the cart.
The gesture just moved. Okay, Sparks is the one making the attack. Okay.
Yes.
Was that the force strike 15?
Yes.
Okay, that does not. Actually meter beats, so yeah, it hits.
3 force.
Ooh,
So yeah, okay.
get started.
So you see it. The force damage just reach out and punch the goblin in the shoulder. He kind of recoils and sights the small flying automaton. Is that your turn?
That is turn.
All right, Kivix.
Bleeg. Well, can I see either of these targets?
You can see the one on the top.
And that's the one I'm shooting at.
Pew.
That reaches. The Eldritch Blast kind of curves around the edge of the boulder almost, and strikes this thing in the face as it falls over into the dirt with a heavy thud.
These creatures are aggravating.
I know. Working with them for many years, it's still distasteful. Because it's that engineer.
Remind me to ask you about that, Lay.
No.
Too late.
Marcus, you're up.
All right. I can't see any of them, can I?
To your knowledge, there are no more.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. I will use my bonus action to summon back my Echo again for surveillance. Can I make him move still? Alright. Trying to think here. Where the fuck is my ruler? Ooh, that is just enough. Okay. I'm gonna have my Echo move 30 feet over to this one. And I'm
Can you
gonna.
have it do things that you can't see?
It's actually a good fucking question.
It would respond
Mentally
to
command
whatever
in
you
any
want it to do,
direction.
correct?
Says on your turn, you can mentally command the echo to move up to 30 feet in any direction. No action required. If your echo is more than 30 feet, the end turn is destroyed. As a bonus action, when you take the attack chain.
I can go for some hot wings right now.
Honestly, the way I'm reading it is if I wouldn't know it's there, my echo wouldn't know it's there. It's an extension of me.
Yeah, I think it's just like a robot that you can control.
Yeah, that's just
So
kind of a.
mine are badass.
Well,
So
I'll
I would
just
just
end my
leave it over
turn.
there.
Yeah. It'd be a good distraction.
Have it get mugged instead of us.
Okay.
I'll tell
End
you
your
what,
turn.
I'm still gonna have it mentally walk that way though.
Okay. It works. It walks 30 feet on the other side of the boulder. Roll a 1d4.
1d4.
Okay.
Alright, and I end my turn.
Already. So this goblin is going to come around, bursting through the smoke, and make a scimitar attack against Marcus. That is a 14.
Miss.
And it takes the disengage action as a bonus action and backs up and ends its turn. The second one rushes out from behind the rock. It's the green gas behind it, kind of trailing after it. As you see, the cloud is starting to dissipate. This late into the fight, just whop, and oh, okay, that's not at all what I wanted it to do.
It grows.
Yeah, it grows. Let's see here. So this one, it runs up to the side of the cart, also making a scimitar attack. But as it runs up, its its jaw is unhinging in ways that are very unnatural for a goblin. And if you, as you see it run up, you see that these two small horns on either side of its head, as its jaw unhinges and it unleashes this like wail of pain and anger and almost vengeance. It seems to be crying at you. Let's have another Constitution saving throw from everybody in 20 feet. That's pretty much everybody. Yep, that's everybody.
Fuck.
Do I have to, even though I've already been poisoned?
This is not poison. All right. We'll say that you save out of your poison too, so you don't need to. No, it's start of your next turn, so this upcoming turn, you would have been out of it anyways. Either way, Marcus and Kivix both save from the disturbing effects of the goblin running up and screeching at it. Targan in the back, clutching his head. Everyone who did not save is stunned until the end of your next turn. Everyone who did save is immune for 24 hours. So that scimitar attack, as it comes up, is a 16 to hit.
Beats.
Meets?
Yeah.
All right. That is 7 points of damage.
Okay. Also, I have to actually delete that thing because I forgot a huge amount of that whole skill is if it starts more than 30 feet away, it dies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah,
Or
that's
at the end of my
important.
turn. I realized that the whole plan I had was actually goddamn fruitless.
So you are stunned, Mr. Lay, as
yes.
it moves back on the other side of the rock, kind of peeking out of the same position, standing on top of the large bloated stomach one. That is the end of the goblins, and we're back to Lay at the start of the round.
I'm stunned.
All right.
And my robots still move. Because they take their turn after my turn.
Wait, so can you not use them?
Let's see. Uh,
Oh my god, you scared the actual piss out of me. I need to go
so
change.
it doesn't say I have to attack for me to be able to use them. It just says it goes after my turn.
Yeah, I would rule that since they can they be stunned?
They can, yeah, actually.
Okay. So Sparks is the only one that you can use.
Or Sparks is going to do what Sparks does and miss its shot.
Nope.
Or critically win.
Going to that
All
one.
right, which one? All right. So as you see it kind of duck behind the boulder, it takes this punch of energy to the face and falls back out, kind of lying at a 90-degree angle from its bloated brethren.
That's turn.
Alrighty, Kivix.
Well, if it dies, it dies.
It do die.
You point your weapon, and it kind of it goes a little bit off to the right from your seated position. It's kind of hard to twist around maybe to get at it.
Dissipate.
Swing and a miss.
And turn,
Yep.
Marcus.
Alright. Hmm.
Behind you, Targan is just like cowering in the back of the cart.
I am going to hop out the back of the cart actually.
All
And
right.
just JoJo approach this one. And I am going to use my bonus action yet again to summon this thing right behind him. And I'm actually going to attack with the Echo.
Okay. That is a success.
6.
Alrighty. You deck this thing, and it kind of like hangs its head, and it's brutalized, bloody lip, blackened eye look back up at you. It looks rocked.
Alright. I end my turn.
Alrighty. As a last ditch effort, seeing itself surrounded, it's going to pull out a short bow again and thwick one more arrow. Not at Zavala, not at the Echo, but at the stunned driver of the cart.
Well, here's how Oswald got his
And
kill.
can I jump in front of it somehow?
Nope. 19, 20.
It hits.
Yep. Oh, those were gnats. Sorry, I didn't even add the the bonus. So it's
No.
1d6 and then another d6. 10 plus 2, 12 for critical damage.
Okay, take 12.
Yep.
Neat.
And the goblin looks back up at you and kind of you, Marcus, and just kind of spits its bloody lip, providing most of the moisture from what it spat onto your shoe. Layer up.
Am I
You're
stunned?
no longer stunned.
Recoiling in pain from that nasty little shot that I took, I'm going to heal myself, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. Centered on me.
Okay.
Neat.
Neato.
Gesture won't do nothing. And Homunculus is going to fly back. And as it's going through, it's going to shoot another shot.
Shoot your shot.
All right. It's force strike. Coming out of its mouth, I suppose, as it darts back through the now completely dissipating green smog that was released by the dead goblin. It spits out this force punch that catches the goblin across the face, sending its teeth and breaking one of its horns, sending it sprawling to the dirt, where blood continues to leak out of its mouth from its split lip. Combat is now over.
Ow! That hurt. Don't see how you all do that.
Is it over yet? You hear from the back of the cart as clanging Targan gets up. Um, he still seems very shaken from the stun effects.
You'll be all right.
Oh boy, am I glad I paid you guys to come with me.
I'm sure.
All right, with no damage to the cart, you guys can continue on. The road banks east and west from here as they curve around the mountains further to the south. We're going to curve off, actually left here. I was incorrect earlier. To go east towards the eastern outpost. It takes the rest of the day almost to get to it. As you get closer and closer to the forest, you're seeing signs of mist inside the forest. And as you kind of skirt the edges, the birds and insects that you once heard, you no longer hear. The forest is fairly quiet and foggy as you skirt it, again staying to the outside of it, making your way eastward. Unless you guys would just like to tear into it, Targan would like to go to the eastern outpost to stop and have a rest.
I think that would actually be a good idea. Lay?
I'm fine with the rest. Just fine.
Okay. So you guys are traveling now for a full day from this kind of split off from the restless night that we had with Sturgis. You all receive one level of exhaustion from the rough journey, having potholes and um, demons too, and goblins to contend with. Hasn't allowed you the easiest of travel. But
Are
we
we
arrive.
placing?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. But
So yeah, you all have disadvantage on ability checks until that's removed. It is now the afternoon as we roll up to the eastern outpost around the outside of the forest. You all know that from having been there before, that Alaris is, just half a day to 3/4 of a day away from this position um, on the map, and um, you all see from a distance as the road continues to curve around the wilderness a set away circle, very tightly packed white oak trees that are roughly 250 to 300 feet in diameter, but well set away from the rest of the forest. This is a almost perfect circle, it seems, of trees. And from this far back away, you can kind of see that there's a hollow in the center from looking at the treetops. As you get a little bit closer, you see a very what once was a rather ornate set of doors are now about 4 to 5 feet above where they should be, as they've been attached to the edges of trees that have continued to grow. So this is a 16-foot gate that um, the lower like 4 to 5 feet is just patchwork fence looking material, but the upper 12 feet looks rather ornate and inset with golds that have been lost to time, been picked out, or otherwise just fallen out and fallen to disrepair. The wood looks a little warped, but the gates are closed as you guys approach in the afternoon. There are two lit torches on the outside of the entrance that kind of illuminate a very small sign that says Eastern Outpost on the lower bit of the gate.
Why? This is an impressive fortress.
You think they mind visitors?
I'm sure they don't, Targan says, but I've never been out here.
Then let's go make our name, right? That, well, mostly provision. Supplies. That's the word. That is indeed the word.
So, stopping in front of the gate, you're now before it, and the torchlight kind of reflecting off of you all. You stand before the gates.
Should we? Should we knock?
Would be rude not to.
A fair gesture. Marcus will approach the gates and knock.
As you knock, it seems like somebody was pretty much ready for you on the other side, because the gate is swung open slowly. The lower part of the gate kind of flexing as it pulls the upper, more heavier part of the gate open. It kind of flexes with the age of the wood of the lower section and how rickety it is. Um,
Big
a
stretch.
man with a green tunic and hood combination is on the other side of the gate. He's opened up one side and stands there with his face kind of covered. Flickers of the torchlight reveal a rough beard that comes 2 or 3 inches off the face before curling.
Greetings.
Lo, I am Callan. What is your name?
Marcus.
And your friends?
Kivix will introduce himself. I'm Kivix.
As per usual, when speaking to some people, they tend to be startled. This person is less so when he hears a voice in his head. He
Interesting.
nods and
Uh,
looks to Alay.
Niv Mizzet.
Niv Mizzet. And Toggin, the gold dragon, speaks up from beside you. Welcome to Eastern Outpost. You can turn around your cart in the wide space here. He opens up the second gate and reveals a 200-foot clearing inside of these thick wooded circle. There's already 2 carts here, and there's a bunch of there's a lining of tents around the one side of the clearing. In the very center, kind of set towards the back, is a stone building with inset scroll work into the brickwork as if it's been carved there by a gentle hand and smoothed over with the passing of time. It is kind of a cream and green colored building in the shape of a bunker, in that it has a rounded roof and 2 flat sides on either end, with a central um, double door in the very center of the log. What brings you all out here? Callan says.
We're Lay. This is your jurisdiction.
Oh, right. We were in the area looking into the recent action of Goblin v Kobold violence.
Hmm.
And that's why we're here.
We're
Most people
hoping.
only talk of the goblins because they attack most caravans that run around the outside of the forest.
Notice that one.
But strange of you to mention the kobolds. I told the ranger to put that in the report, but most people don't seem to mention it.
Oh, they just so happen to this time. And that's why we're here.
Hmm.
We're hoping we could stay for the night.
Aye, there's enough room here. There's a encampment in the center of the turnaround, roughly 50, 80 feet inside of the the gates in the clearing. That a couple of tents are erected around, and you can see a fire going. There's a few individuals there, and then there's a further encampment of circles of tents off to the right-hand side of the bunker that's in the center of the clearing. You can also see supply tents off the left-hand side. There's a few of them that stand fairly open, but there's one that is fairly closed off and very heavy cloth um, that looks fairly similar to what Targan brought out for his tent.
Hmm. Don't mind if we do.
So you guys were invited to join the camping people. The bunker in the middle is open, and um, Callan, after inviting you in, says that you are free to stay here as long as you like. There are roaming gangs, or there are roaming rangers and druids that make their living from the forest that occasionally stay here and use this as kind of a way station for coming into El Terrell. And it's a little bit out of the way for most people to be traveling through here, so this is kind of like a very specialized camp for the woodsmen.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Are there any merchants around?
Merchants. Closest merchant you're gonna find is in El Terrell, maybe on the side of the road. Maybe you can, find a cart. But everybody out here is in the business of trading, so they will
Fair.
have things if you would like to offer them.
Fair.
I myself am a Fletcher.
Oh, you know.
Yes.
I may need to stop and have you look at some things later.
All right. Well, I'll be over here next to this center campfire. You're welcome to join us whenever you wish.
Thank you very much for your kindness, sir.
He kind of nods and moves off, leaving you guys to the cooling night air as the evening turns into night again.
Oh, why does this feel like it's going to take forever? No stable merchant. Hate it. Hate it, hate it.
Could be worse, Lay. Could be sleeping in the sticks again.
Anywhere that is not an inn or properly maintained domicile is the sticks, Marcus.
He just kind of throws his hands up, like, "All right."
I suppose we should see if anyone has anything then.
What are you guys looking for?
Potions?
I was thinking that same thing.
Odd trinkets, maybe? Materials? Something?
Okay.
At this point, I'll take a hooker, some blackjack.
Some blow.
You know what? Screw the blackjack and blow. Just give me the hookers.
Where the heck is my pen? There it is. All right. So, one of them is a fur trader. He seems to have collected the furs off of everybody else. The majority of the camp are hunter gatherers. They apply their trade out here, or just kind of live away from society for whatever reason. There's one or two of them like that, but the majority of them out here are here to get something to take back to the city. So you find fur traders and meat traders, and there's a very strange man who's got kind of ashy skin, even though he's like a dark brown and white hair. Um, he has very gaunt skin and sunken eyes, and he has like parts of undead that he's collected. He's got hands and fingers and eyeballs and all sorts of manner of things out here. Um, there is a trapper um, who is kind of
Camping the
poking.
generator.
Yeah, camping the generator. He's got a couple of live animals, um, and he's got a couple of traps that he's willing to sell.
Mm.
One of the live animals that he's got is a very small reptilian um, green pseudo dragon. It's kind of feline form, skulking around in the cage as he kind of pokes at it. You'll fetch me a pretty penny.
I'm gonna go look at the pseudo dragon.
You come up on him as he's kind of poking it and talking to it, and he kind of sights you from your shadow around the fire and turns around and says, "Hello."
Are there nice creatures you have? Sure.
Oh yes, this one was quite the catch. It's rare that I actually get myself a pseudo dragon, one that hasn't gnawed his own arm off to escape my trap.
Fairly in mint then.
Yeah, still got all of his limbs. He's a little wounded, but that will mend itself in time. You see him kind of back up from a strike from its scorpion tip scale tail as it kind of strikes at him through the cage. Feisty.
Hmm. I don't suppose you have an asking price.
On this bad boy? Yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna get about 20, maybe 15 on the low end.
Gold?
1,000 gold, yeah.
Ah, right, right.
Yep. Gonna set me up real nice, this little guy. I'm leaving out tomorrow morning.
Hmm. Okay. Say, as a trapper,
Hmm?
what, first of all, you wouldn't happen to have spare crossbow limbs?
Crossbow limbs.
Yes, I know, odd question, but I have
What are
to ask.
crossbow limbs?
Crossbow limbs.
Limbs?
Like the
Yes.
arms.
Like the stretchy bits?
No, the arms.
Like the bendy bit?
Yeah,
Yes.
not the string, but yeah.
The bendy bit.
Yes.
He's like, me? No. But there's another fellow. Um, he points next to the fire. Um, Garth. Garth is his name. He makes bows out here.
I do very much appreciate that. Hope you get a good asking price for your dragon, and I'll fuck off.
Yep. You know it.
So I'll go to Garth.
Mm-hmm. He kind of grunts and takes your unusual request and returns with a piece of wood that's fairly bendable, and he's like, uh, "This is normally what I would use if I was making a crossbow that wasn't made of metal for that part.
So
This
you
is what I
wouldn't.
use on our wooden bows.
So you wouldn't have any spare metal ones.
Metal. Let me look." And he comes back and he's got kind of like a rusted up old leaf from one of the from a crossbow. He's like, "Yeah, I got this. Is that okay?"
You said that it was rusted.
Yeah, it's kind of rusty.
Can I ascertain any kind of like structural weakness in them from sight?
Give me an investigation check.
I can do that.
No, it's just kind of rusty.
What do you want from?
I mean, it was in the bottom of my cart. 2 gold.
Okay. I give him 2 gold. That's fine.
All right. He hands it over to you. He's like, you need anything else?
Mm, what else would you have?
Well, I mean, you know, what rawhide and tendons for making a string if you're trying to make a crossbow. We got nice selections of wood for the stock. Um, got this really fine trigger mechanism that I was planning on putting in my next crossbow, but I'm not really much for crossbows. Um, yeah, he kind of shrugs. Um, what are you looking for?
So, let me elaborate as to what I'm doing. See, I already have a stock. I'm going to wave over my jester. It's going to be his arm.
Hmm.
I don't know what that is, but good luck. I mean, that thing. Yeah. Good luck with your arm crossbow. I don't know.
Thumbs up. I will take the materials to make a string though.
All right. I've got these pretty long sinew strands here, and you know what? You can just have it for the gold that you gave me earlier. It's more than
But
enough.
much appreciated.
Yeah.
And I will go back to our little corner of familiarity, and I will attempt to rig up something.
So From that interaction, I take it this guy doesn't know how to make modifications to something. He just knows how to build them outright.
He builds bows and crossbows.
So would he be able to make like modifications to one to make it better?
Maybe.
I haughtily approach him.
He kind of like shrinks back from you for a minute. He's a woods person. He's not used to boisterous. That, you know.
Greetings, sir. I was told that you specialize in ranged weapons.
I make most of the bows and crossbows that we use out here.
Marcus, he'll reach behind him and just whip out the heavy crossbow and just kind of let it thunk onto whatever he might have as a counter that's open. I don't want to knock his shit over.
It's literally him sitting around a fire, and then he walks off and
Oh, then
does
I
this.
will.
You guys are thinking this is a shop. It's not. These guys aren't shops. They're literally just people that are out here gathering up shit so they can take them back to the city and then
Fair,
pawn them off to somebody else. It's this. They don't have like shop fronts out here.
okay, fair enough. But he does have knowledge that I need. Tell me, friend, might you have anything that I could use to improve the efficiency of this fine ranged killing machine?
Fucking moron.
Um, he takes it and looks it over, heaving it up. Um, this small human with kind of long, curly black hair looks it over. Yeah, I might be able to do something for this. I really would only be able to affect the trigger all that much, but it looks like he starts pulling it open with a screwdriver that he's pulled out. He removes the base plate of the trigger mechanism. He's like, yeah, there's enough room in there. I could put in this other trigger set that I've got.
Hmm. Tell me, what would that do for it?
Well, I mean, when you go to sight down the sights and line up a shot, it's going to be a little bit easier to pull the trigger, and you might not be as likely to, veer off to the sides.
Good. How much?
Oh, he goes over to the to his chest and pulls out a small bundle that he kind of unwraps, and you can see in the darkness. Excuse me. The darkness. Water break. My throat's getting so fucking dry. Water break, you heathens. You guys been drinking water? What about you guys at home?
No.
Nobody who's watching this on YouTube. You drink water? Hmm?
Whatever.
Sorry, I had to break the fourth wall. Um, so as he's walking back over, unwrapping this bundle, you can see a trigger set um that's like platinum and bronze and like very very high quality piece, and he takes it and kind of clicks it back to prime the mechanism, and then just lightly he takes a like a feather and drops it onto the trigger, and the you hear it fire.
Jesus. This
Yeah,
this has a safety switch on it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got a full safety, and then he shows you like a little toggle in front that he switches 90 degrees, and he kind of tests the trigger again after resetting the mechanism, and it doesn't fire.
I don't actually have any money, but
He starts rewrapping it.
I do have this golden chain. Might you be willing to trade?
Golden chain. What is it?
It is the chain that Targan gave us.
He takes it. Um, and makes a good look over it, and he says, "This is close. Do you have anything else?"
Nope.
I do not. I do have a light crossbow as well. Been holding on to it well, I guess for something like this.
All right. Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Woo!
Hmm. He seems to consider it for a moment, before grabbing the crossbow from you, and says, "It'll take me a day, but I'll have this trigger mechanism for you installed."
Hmm. Yes, that will be fine. You leave it in your capable hands.
Yeah, he nods and starts sitting back down at the fire with his wineskin. He places your heavy crossbow or the light crossbow inside of his chest and in his tent, and comes back out, sits back down. Get it started on it in the morning.
That's fair. I will join the others.
Alrighty. Givix, anything
Mm,
you've been doing?
probably not. Vix isn't really one to wander around and see what others are up to. He kind of minds his own business.
Something I wish I could do regularly.
Alright. So you've kind of sat down with this chunk of rusty metal and are trying to affix it to the jester's hand.
I'm trying to integrate it to where he would have his own ranged attack. Basically like a pop-out crossbow. Yes.
So wait, are you trying to pull like a guts with your jester?
Like what?
Like a guts, like it has a crossbow in its wrist?
Sure.
That's the way I understood it. I'm just trying to get like confirmation. Like, did I hear it right?
I'm trying to think of, because I remember seeing something like it before. I just can't remember where I saw it from.
I want to say Berserk,
I don't.
but I
Never
Mhm.
watched that.
definitely be wrong. Oh, okay. Yeah. Could it be Hoss Delgado?
It may very well be Hostel Gado.
Because he fires chainsaws.
Well, maybe not chainsaws, but I'll work up to it. It was like his hand would retract or whatever, and become part of the crossbow, and just boom.
I mean, the only other person I'm gonna say is Mega Man, and I know that ain't it.
It's bothering me not knowing where I got that from.
I'm putting all the eggs on House. Ugh. Haas Delgado. Jesus.
Hosto Gatto.
Just because I know you're a big Billy and Mandy fan.
I am.
I'm gonna say that no. Any kind of redir- redesigning of its weapon system would require its weapon system being removed and reworked, so it would no longer um, have its primary weapon. It would now have this instead.
I mean,
Well,
still technically not bad.
eh,
You could definitely sit back with your posse and just fucking pew pew pew.
I could, but the whole appeal was the Jester is like my tank rather. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think that the Jester automaton should really have a ranged ability unless it's replacing its main attack.
Alright.
Because you got one for ranged anyways. All right.
You alright, Zork?
Zoning.
And you must be really tired.
It's almost been 3 hours.
Yeah, like I said,
Yep.
past 2 days at work, I've just been chucking shit, so I'm just physically drained, and my brain isn't cooperating any better.
Okay. So you guys all have a level of exhaustion. We're spending the night here. Would you like to call the session here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
All right. So we'll pick up in the morning of the Eastern Outpost. As you guys have arrived at Dark Bright Forest.